Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about the new patch and DLC for the Elder Scrolls Online, Flames of Ambition. Same as it's been done for the Season of the Dragon and then the Dark Heart of Skyrim, last year this DLC is part of a year-long narrative named Gates of Oblivion that involves all the content releases of 2021 up to the final Q4 DLC. The new DLC includes 2 new dungeons and, together with its release, we add the changes to the champion points system, which is for everyone. As always, the DLC is included in the ESO Plus subscription, or you can purchase it separately on the Crown Store at the steep price of 1500 crowns, or more, if you want also bonus goodies. The 2 dungeons of the DLC kickstart the Gates of Oblivion storyline and precede the prologue questline, out now for free, in preparation for the Blackwood chapter coming expectedly June 1st, and include, plot-wise, 2 old faces. The Ranth from the base game and Imperial City DLC, a Dremora with a certain knack for mischief, and Heavily Sharp Arrow from the Orsinian DLC, a wannabe adventurer with enough excitement for the rest of the crew. If you, like me, are into the story of the game more than anything, it's exciting news, but let us get into the new 2 dungeons themselves. Black Drake Villa is situated in the Gold Coast, aka the Dark Brotherhood DLC zone, although you can just teleport into the dungeon via the map or party finder. And this dungeon sees you and Emily look for a book in an abandoned and set on fire Imperial Villa. The dungeon uses for the most part Gold Coast assets and has some pretty nice sights, but it's nothing particularly breathtaking. Standard, it has 3 bosses. Kinra's Iron Eye is a big minotaur with totems and salamanders. Nice fight, much like the following one, based mostly on HUD control. Captain Geminus, or Captain Important, is as well a HUD fight broken into phases. Will down her HP a bit, then kill some ads as she gets immunity, and once she loses it, resume nuking her. Pyrothurge and Kratos is the show-off boss. While the fight per se is relatively straightforward, don't stand in the fire mechanic, the addition of a 2 levels arena and the need to jump down in order to jump back up to reach the boss adds a nice gimmick to the whole thing. We have some bonus bosses activable at the start of the dungeon, but I am not telling you who they are. Then we have the Cauldron. The Cauldron is situated in the Shan, in a mine turned dragon cult base in which the poor miners are worked to death and sacrificed to the Daedric Prince, and Lyranth is seeking to find an item belonging to the leader and is very willing to hire you to do so. We have 5 bosses in this order. Oxblood the Depraved is a straightforward kill the ads before they reach the boss fight. Taskmaster Visya has plenty of ads to handle and sudden and unforgiving AoE all over the place that makes the fight possibly the hardest of the DLC. Molten Guardian is another straightforward don't stand in the fire kill hats fight. The locale is great, and as is the don't get out of the platform idea. The free Lyranth encounter is the gimmicky one. Instead of a straight up fight, you'll have to handle waves of ads while also moving oil from the center of the room to the conduits set at the edge until all of them are overloaded. Nothing too hard, but a welcome change from most fights in ESO. Baronsaurus is the final boss and another hell fight. As a reward for having freed the Remora earlier, now you can, though, use Linam's powers, conveniently placed on the ground just in reach to one-shot the ads and deal greater damage to the boss. Overall, both dungeons are plenty fun, with good fights, decent pacing, and great voice acting and humor. Personally, I find Black Drake Villa slightly better overall, being faster, more open, and being more interesting visually, but that comes down to taste. The sets are nice, but since I am no real Fury crafter, it isn't really my place to judge, although the Ritualist light set from the Cauldron feels really built for sorcerers. All in all, the DLC is a dungeon DLC with some nice lore and good sets, and gets an 8 out of 10, paying the price of lack of originality both mechanically and visually. Addendum: the new champion point system. With the Flames of Ambition patch, the old 8-10 capped champion points system, 9 constellations divided mostly in offensive, defensive, magic based passives, has been replaced with a new system of 3 constellations, one with a sub-constellation, and buffs that can be juggled around once slotted on specific slots and bar, and a race cap of 3600 points. Not all buffs are immediately available, you will need to spend some points in the base buffs in order to attain a certain threshold to be able to develop some traits. The Warfare tree is the main and most important one, with the Fitness tree based mostly on survival and the crafting on utility, crafting, stealth and gold making. I am no Fury crafter again, so I will let debates over which build to take and the like to people better prepared for it. As far as I can tell, the system is a lot more complex, but also straightforward in specific sides than the previous. I am typically wary of player choice systems, and this one is no exception. Yet the game is a lot more freeform in ways of playing it than certain competitors, see WoW, that while this too is likely to suffer the cookie cutter build syndrome, it allows for a lot more customization and freedom to design your character around how you play and focus on the content than most other systems. As for me, I likely copy-paste my DPS, tank and eventually healer build because I play a lazy cat for a reason. And that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this. Remember to like, subscribe for timely updates, and I'll see you there on Twitch. Stay safe.